Hello, friends. Hello. Welcome. Happy. I want to. It is Monday. It's Monday.
Is that
We're
right?
so mixed up on our days. It's so good to see you. I'm Lynn from L&J Goods. Welcome, welcome. We're just happy to have survived through the Christmas holiday. Right now, we just have to.
It. I think
I
I
did
was
too.
thriving.
It was fun. It was fun. For those of us that weren't sick all of Christmas, right? But it was fun. New Year's or Christmas Eve was a blast. But it's been a while since we've been here. It's been a week. So today what we're doing is we are finishing that Trumeau mirror, that beautiful vintage style mirror that we created with a piece of leftover mirror and one of the Dainty and the Queen Decoupage Queen papers called Central Park. It's from this collection right here. And I'll be flipping the camera down in just a second to show you what I've done since we saw you last. I had hoped to do a little bit more, but was a little bit under the weather, so I didn't get in as often as I would have liked. Anyway, we hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. It's good to have you here. Oh, I want to see this. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups now. We just had lunch with Grandma and my niece Jamie, and so that was lovely too. But hopefully everybody's doing well. You're healthy, and everybody's enjoying this. What did you guys call it?
I call it the void.
The void, which is, I guess, it. Does anybody else feel that way? Especially when Christmas and New Year's fall, like in the middle of the week. It's so crazy. Like, what day is today? How many times have we said that today, Megan?
I think next year it's landing on a
Thursday, which would be kind of nice because then it's like at least you can justify extending it.
You close on Friday and you just go.
Well, if it's on Thursday,
yeah, I would stay closed then. The
next day. Exactly. Yeah,
and then you have the long weekend,
and then so you turn it into like a 4 days off.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just been bananas, right? I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. So welcome in. I'm going to flip the camera down and talk to you about what I've done on this mirror, but I do want to welcome you. Thank you. You can find us here in Medina, New York is our brick and mortar shop. You can also find us at lnjgoods.com. And I would encourage you, if you could do us a huge favor, we are so close to 30,000 on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube and you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. We would love that. Share this out to somebody that you think might like our kind of content. And even if you're not watching on YouTube, man, you need to get over there. That's where all of our edited videos are too. And I can tell you, I've got a really good one coming up on gold, the gold tinsel, the gold transfers, and then there will be a really awesome Valentine edited video. So be sure to get over there and take a peek at the cottage tours and some of our quick 10 to 15 minute little short videos where I do things in a little more condensed form. So we always appreciate you leaving a comment and sharing and, you know, all that stuff that we do on social media. Let me cover up my mirror here a little bit so we don't have to look at the ceiling. But this was our inspiration. This guy right here. This is an antique Trumeau mirror. And a Trumeau mirror is like a long, narrow mirror, usually with a framed bit of artwork at the top. And then, of course, lots of beautiful, delicate, and design work and trims and all of that. So we can see that I have pretty much I've gotten my entire piece trimmed out. We have that beaded trim here. This is all from the Primitive mold, right? This piece right here. And so what I decided to do, I kind of swagged that. This is that little bead element from Classic Elements. And this came from Classic Elements. I just flipped it upside down. This is from Dainty Flourishes, right? And then I have a couple more here that I'm going to glue in place here. And then we are going to begin covering this with some black gesso and a little bit of texture. I'm just going to use Fresco. We could also use, we could use the the Pentar 3D powder, absolutely. And remind me, just jot a note, because I have an order ready to go. I want to get some of the finer 3D powder as well, I think. So yeah, this is it. I got this all glued in place. This I did with Formflex. I'm happy to let you know that we will have the Formflex clay. It is totally unlike resin. It's totally unlike IOD's air dry clay, which we love. I think it's in a category by itself. So I think there's a beautiful use for all of them. And so I tried this out with you guys while we were here, and kind of alluded to the fact that we might be bringing that. So yeah, we are. I'm just waiting for the shipment. And so I'm using just a metal and jewelry glue. And check this. We'll see if Pentart has a metal and jewelry glue too. Because I know, there's a lot of you that do just rely upon ordering from websites like ours, because you're not close to. For us, it's like you have to plan a half a day to go to any kind of a hobby store for us.
And it's nice when you can get everything in one place if possible.
Hey, Kelly Morgan, it's good to see you. How are you today? But we also are just so excited and happy to see so many local people popping in. I think the word is really getting out that, hey, we found you on YouTube, and you have all the stuff that we want to use, and that's so cool to have them coming in. We appreciate that. All right. So I gotta tell you, I want to get that in, and we can clean up that excess with a little baby wipe and then some alcohol later on. So we are going to take a little bit of this gesso, the primer paste. Oh, let me show you what else I've done here so I can get this all the way down. Happy New Year, Amy! Happy to see you. Okay, so let me give you a little tour of my board here. I'll give you the dimensions of that in a second, because I'm sure that people will want to know. This was a piece of mirror that I just happened to have, and so JR glued it on, and then I kind of calculated how much room I needed on each side to give me the right balance, and to be able to, let me get that pushed down, so that I could get all of my, get a little bit of a trim along the sides and the bottom. You can see that I put these corners from Dainty Flourishes. I did one in every corner. And then I ran this along the sides, that beaded kind of trim. This did take me a little while because I cast everything out of resin. You can certainly use air dry clay or use whatever you want. But then up top, and I'm just thinking to myself too, like, you could find a mirror at a thrift store, just kind of on a long mirror, and my goodness, you could paint it out. Like, you could literally paint out, mask out, and tape off an area that you just wanted to keep as mirror, and then you could trim out all the rest of it any way that you want. So don't think that you have to, get a piece of wood, get a mirror. You can use a mirror that you already have, or a thrift store mirror, and begin to trim. So I really, really love the way that this has turned out. Are you finding it, Megan?
I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm just wondering where.
You know what? Just get me another one.
Okay.
And, or you know what? I've got some 3D powder here. Do I?
I can get you a little fresco.
Can you get me, or, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, get me a little fresco. That's good. You know what, Megan? Get me a little fresco. This is Pentart's primer paste, and it's a thick gesso. Honestly, I thought this had to go over a porous surface, and now I'm seeing Vasilis use this to prime so many things, and I love that. So that's what I'm doing now too.
Is this on half plywood? I'm assuming
this is half-inch plywood. It is. It's a nice birch plywood, so it has a nice, stable, smooth structure to it, and the dimension is, well, of course, there's a tape rule right there. See that, Megan?
Hi, my sweet Patrice.
Hi, Patrice.
I was so happy I got to chat with Patrice on the phone and hear her voice before Christmas. It made me so happy.
Good. We miss you.
I could have talked to her all day. Hey,
So
Melissa. Hey, Amy.
I'm just mixing a little bit of fresco in here, and this is just going to give it texture. Like I said, you can use the Pentart 3D powder, but I'm gonna use a little of this fresco and see what happens. I'm trying it first, right? And I would encourage you, if you know, when you are trying a new technique, a new project, a new medium, you know, try it on a small something. I mean, obviously I'm trying it on this, but and it's okay.
Welcome, Tina. She's a newbie here.
Hey, Tina. Good to have you here. How did you find us? I'm so curious.
Laura's on her way back from Texas.
Hey, Laura. And hi, John. I'm sure you're there
Yes,
too.
hi, John. Julie said, our biggest blessing this holiday was becoming grandparents for the first time to Isabel Free. She was born December 8th. Then 10 days later, my sister became a grandmother to a baby girl for the first time also. That is wonderful.
That the sweetest? Oh my gosh, I love this. Yeah, that fresco gives it just that little bit more of a texture.
Last Monday of 2024, Cheryl. Excellent.
Oh gosh, I know. You guys, I am really inspired to do a winter-ish journal. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in.
I feel every year you should be doing that because I feel like it's something everyone needs this
right
time
now.
of year.
I know.
Well, and you'll be working on some journaling for Debbie Frimmer, which is very exciting.
Yes, that I have to talk to you about that too.
I always think 'tis the season to bust out a journal and just
keep
our creative juices flowing whatever way you possibly can. If it's not to make, when there's not necessarily an end goal in mind, that's okay.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. That's the theme.
Even when it's not.
Of January and February, everything is okay.
Do any of y'all still do like a word of the day? I was talking to Cheryl.
Patrice said, watch your blouse on your radar.
Thank you for having my back, for having my blouse.
Having your sleeve.
So, of course, this is going to be gold. Oh, my gosh. But this is just incredible. I'm not going to do my edges just now because I want to save time. I don't want you guys to have to see all of that.
Tina found you in Decoupage Queen.
Is that right, Tina? Oh, my gosh. I'm so happy you're here. Is Tina watching on Facebook or on YouTube?
Sorry, I switched back and forth.
So it's okay.
It's hard for me to know. Tina is on Facebook.
Oh, good.
Julie loves Formflex clay.
Oh, I'm so glad. I was just I didn't know. I've had it here for a long time, and wanted to try it out, see if it was something, that we should expand into, and yeah, I love it. So far, I love it.
Lourdes, I'm so happy to see you here.
Hey, Lourdes. But wow, I mean, if you can't tell, this already adds so much texture just by, as Vasilis would say, pop, 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 pop. I know that many of you, or some of you, have taken the Vasilis's last class, the Christmas cake with the tree on top of it.
Did that happen?
It did, and I was home yesterday, pretty much laying around and in bed, and I watched it, and I am so excited. I learned some new things, and I'm just really excited. Now, Vasilis obviously represents different brands, and so you'll be able, you know that we carry IOD, and we use IOD molds.
And we follow IOD rules.
And we follow their rules, yes. And so, so yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do one, and I think that I did mention in the insider group, like I listed several molds maybe that I thought I would use for ours. Why does my keep sticking to that?
And I don't mind saying what that means, actually.
What do you mean?
When we say that we follow the rules because we love IOD and we understand and respect their rules, and we chose to follow them when we sold IOD, just so people understand, like, when you're in the insider group, or if you get a post taken down, or if you don't understand why, like, we have to abide by the rules of, like, the different products that we sell, which means that, like, for instance, in the case of IOD or different companies, like, we can't sell any or promote any competing molds.
Right.
So that means, like, on a site that we run, we couldn't let other people promote them either.
Exactly.
Even though we know there's many, many other beautiful, wonderful products out there in this world.
Sure.
We love IOD, and then we've made that choice to work with them. So
yeah. Well,
we're happy to follow.
And I'll tell you, and the other issue that always, to me, is that I want to be able, if there's a question that comes up or a situation that arises, like I don't want somebody using brand X because it was recommended, like for example in the insider group, and then that person gets brand X and it doesn't do what they think it should, or I can't answer.
That's less of a concern for me because
they're
not purchasing it from us.
No,
so.
I get that, but I just say it complicates things. So that's why we pretty in the insider group we really stick to that.
Also, we're rule followers. We don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
We know where our bread is buttered, and
it's loyalty as well, too. Of course.
But that doesn't mean that we don't think there's other beautiful things out there.
Oh, absolutely.
And that you shouldn't be able to talk about them in other places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. The tree class was great, Tracy said.
Tracy, you took it. I saw Deborah Hammond took the class, too. She's already got her boxes all laden with molds of
I am very
kinds.
excited to see what people are doing.
I was so Tracy, were you surprised at the ultimate end result, the colors that were chosen and how he layered it? Because I'm telling you, at one point I was like, oh, where is this going? Like that is a very bright blue right there. And I just didn't get it. And then, of course, for all of us, we got to trust the process. We always say that, and know that there's when we are doing, especially when we're doing mixed media art, we are trusting a process of many layers and many techniques. And is there maybe a quicker way means to that end? Probably. You could just choose this particular color. That's it. And dry brush some white. But the beauty of recreating these types of finishes and this old world European look is to layer all of these elements and layer these textures and layer, because over time, that's what would have been done. That's what creates a depth to your piece that you can't get from just painting it one solid color, and then putting a little wax on it. And that's okay for some projects, it is. But when you want to really create that beautiful depth of texture, it's always many.
So what she's using right now is a black gesso priming paste and mixed with fresco. And Creative Mind says, I started watching your channel last week because I'm fascinated with Tim Holt's ideology, and YouTube pointed me in your direction. She placed her first EJG order last week, too. Thank you so very much.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Anita says hello from wintry British Columbia.
Hi, Anita. My brush is really getting gooped up here.
Tracy said, I'm thinking I will need to practice on a few individual molds before I go to the big piece. It seemed kind of overwhelming to watch at some points.
Yes, absolutely. And that is my point, Tracy, too, that I always try to make when you are using a new technique or a new product, just like I said a little bit earlier, go try it on something small. And I that is going to be, you'll see me in my next edited video, how I tackled those gold transfers and how I progressively worked up to something, a little more challenging.
So, hi, Furniture Alchemy. She's a newbie too. She's from
Hi.
Ireland. She's wondering what the Insider Group is. So, the Insider Group, I gave you a link, and I will also, there's always a link as the pinned comment on Facebook, and it's also listed in the description on YouTube. It's a free group that you can join. It's just a great place where we can all share our creations and get to know each other a little bit better. Better than we can here in the comments. We can't share pictures here in the comments. It's just a really nice place where we can see what everyone is making.
What everybody's doing.
Yeah, which we couldn't do that before. And also we can get to see each other's families a little bit for those of us who feel comfortable sharing. Some people have been able to find each other, realize that they live nearby to each other and get together. It's just, I would say, I don't know, the best place ever. And you should go there. You would love it.
Good. I'm saving the little trim, and because I'm going to need to switch brushes, obviously, but I'll get as close as I can. This one's a little bit floppy, and I'm going to need something smaller and a little stiffer to work on around the trim area. And yes, some of this will kind of go over onto the mirror a bit, but I'm okay with that because I want a little bit of a crusty-ish look around the edge of this mirror. So we'll see if we can make that happen. As per usual, things go in, sometimes they take a detour when I'm working on them, and you never know what we're going to end up with, right? And that's okay. It's kind of like you want to add enough texture, but not so much that you are minimizing all of the beautiful detail in these molds, too. But it really does create something prettier when you add a little fresco or 3D powder to your medium, that first base medium. You'll see it gives everything kind of a different way to cling to. Your waxes sink in a little differently in high-low spots. Your any glazes, get caught in this texture. Waxes.
Kelly says Lynn and Megan, you will fall in love with Dolly at Furniture Alchemy as well. We're going to have to check you out.
Oh, yay.
Thank you.
What's your name, Dolly? That's so, I love that.
Barbara wants to know, will the new mold product be able to be shipped during the freezing weather in the Northeast and other parts of the country?
I do not think so.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I'm not, you know what? I don't know. Let me look into that. We'll do a full, like, kind of thing on that. I mean, she's shipping it to me, to the Northeast, and I'll check on that. I will.
And this was a plain mirror when she started that she just added to a plywood board.
Yes. Yep, that's exactly right. But so, this is a very pretty type of a detail you could add to a plain cabinet. Think of that, you know.
Did we talk here about what my creative project is about to be for the next period of time with Henry? I can't remember.
Maybe you did. I'm not sure.
Well, those of you who have been here for a while know that Henry convinced us to buy him a bird that we'll have for 30 years. And that's been a journey that we've enjoyed. She doesn't like me anymore, but that's okay. She loves everyone else. But now, Henry's birthday is the week before Christmas. I totally planned that perfectly. I just thought, why not just get everything?
The only way you could have planned it better would be to have him born on Christmas Eve.
Honestly.
Or Christmas Day.
So I just thought I might as well get everything done at once, you know. So my kids are very, I should say easy, but difficult because they never want anything. We've talked about this before, but he sent me a video, I don't know, maybe a week before his birthday, after we had asked him many times if there was anything he would like, is there something special he'd like to do, and out of nowhere sent a video entitled, "Is the vampire crab the best pet ever?" ? And he said simply, "Please, please, just watch this and consider." And I was like, oh. So I brought it down to
anything with the word vampire
or just any living thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm really trying to
minimize.
Yeah, we got a lot going on in my house.
You have a lot of
living
boys.
Yes,
that are
a lot going on. So I, of course, was coming from a place of no immediately, and I thought for sure my husband would be, but he took the time to do the research, and so I said to David, let's watch this. And I was standing up because I thought, we'll watch for 2 seconds, tell him no, and that's a wrap. Only to begin watching this video and hear a presentation be made that neither David and I could poke a single hole in, and be fully convinced that we now have to build a habitat for our son, for this crab. So now I'm using words like paludarium, Christmas moss, clay balls, coconut
husks.
Coir.
Oh, yes.
Substrates, because really what he really wants is to build something called a paludarium. I think he's corrected me on the pronunciation because I've been told I'm embarrassing myself. I think I've been saying paludarium, but it's paludarium, which is a cross between a terrarium and an aquarium. So it's like about 20% water, 80% land. And it is quite beautiful, the kind of things you can build, and you have to keep a certain humidity level, and you keep these plants alive, and all of these, the water keeps a certain temperature. It's like, a terrarium, but like with a little more water.
I was just going to say.
Which is very cool, and he has done a lot of research.
I was just going to say, ladies of the 70s.
Yes.
A terrarium.
Yes. So we've said yes, but he must show that he can keep this environment healthy, thriving, and the plants alive. And then he may invite this crab.
Home to live.
Yes, but now he didn't tell us at first that it's a social animal, so it will need a companion.
Oh.
So that will be the next journey. Stay tuned. I'll share some pictures there in the insider group for my crafting project that I'll be doing. Oh, Henry.
Terrariums were really fun.
But he convinced us first because he, without even telling us, had been really doing a tremendous amount of research and had a lot of great points. And it's a great learning project for him. And I do think there is a lot of value in caring for things, be them plants or animals. I think there is value in that. And it also was like reasonable expense wise. Like he could get all of his supplies for like under $100. And the crab itself costs under $20. So everything is very reasonable. So, stay tuned. That's a craft, right?
Sure.
Hey, Deb. Shannon said, that's like us. I just got done feeding a pet rat I never would allow. And guess who loves little Dumbo now and got a new cage for Christmas? So we did rescue a second bird, Lucky. Yes, you only saw one in the picture, and that's Nellie. And Lucky was not a good fit for our home. She was not. We found out Lucky was a girl. Eventually, she's living with a very, very close friends of ours now. She was not happy there. She was very stressed.
Do you think it was because Nellie was
I
there?
don't know if it was Nellie or what. She came from an environment where she lived with another bird and had a mate. She lives with our friend Julie, who is much better equipped with rescue birds than we were. But we really thought also that Lucky was a boy, only for like 6 months ago for her to lay an egg at Julie's house. So now we know that she's a girl. But we get to see her all the time because they're very close friends of ours. We vacation with them and we spend a lot of time there. But she was not happy.
How is Lucky when she sees you?
Fine. I mean, as fine as she is when she sees anybody. Remember, Lucky was just found stranded in the wild.
So guys, let me explain here. I'm taking this stiffer brush. It's like a little stippling, like a doe foot stipple brush, just to get up and around all the little places next to the mirror. And now I could have painted all of these. Oh Lord, can you imagine doing all of this ahead of time and then putting them on? I could have.
Patrice said, Megan, your mom's voice is a bit rough. I was hit on Christmas morning with a respiratory infection. I've had my voice back for 2 days now. I hope she has no cough. Just tell her to be careful.
Yeah, I spent the day in bed on Christmas, and next day too, pretty much.
Yes, Tammy, I was surprised that the crab was somewhat cute. When I saw the pictures of it, I wasn't expecting that.
I'm just taking my baby wipe to push this black gesso kind of back into the edges. And remember that this is going to have a very antique and aged look, so I'm not looking for perfection. You could always tape this off. I don't know how much good that would do when you're working on molds that are that are right along the edge of something. I just find that Hey, I've never done this before.
Yeah. I think you really just need a lot of rest, Mom. I think that's really what your body's telling you.
Oh, you think so?
Well, I think your body does this a couple times a year. It can usually tell a time of year when you can afford to have some rest.
It's so funny.
And it descends on you and forces it on you.
I was counting, like I was kind of figuring out, wait a minute. When I had camp, I was sick, right?
It started, but it kind of, you kept it at bay.
I did. But our spring camp, I was really sick.
Mm-hmm. But you really lost your voice, but I felt you kept it at bay and you kept your energy up.
I did. But, so it's like, okay, it's only been, it was the first weekend in November.
Because I feel like you didn't really
It's not even 2 months.
I don't think you
got some kind of a virus again.
I just don't think you ever really went down hard that time. I think you kept it at bay.
Well, I haven't been harboring sickness since then.
Well, you quite possibly could be.
Oh, goodness.
Sandy has a 100-pound German Shepherd that her son wanted so badly. Our son moved out and the Shepherd is still here. That's okay. We love him. Well, I won't be hanging on to a crab. The crabs live for under 2 years, and we have talked about that at length to make sure that that's okay. Because really, like I said, what he really wants is to build this habitat. That's what's more important than the crab. Not like Nellie, who's the love of his life. He can't even bear to be in the room when her talons are clipped. He'll cry. Which is why she doesn't like me, because I'm the one who has to be there. Yes, I agree, Marianne, with the ginger. I make my friend Katie Oakes, who some of you know, I just make like a lemon and ginger tea. I guess it's a tea. It's really just that, just freshly grated ginger and lemon juice. And I just drink that like crazy when I have a sickness, and some honey. Raw local honey if I can get it. Actually, at Sourced, they have a ginger honey, which is really nice for a hot toddy.
Mm.
Her granddaughter, Marianne's granddaughter, has kept 2 crabs since she was 12 and did very well.
Aww.
Is Stephanie here today? I'm not sure. Kathy, I wonder if you could reach out. She's in the insider group. If maybe you reached out there, she might see it more easily there.
Okay, I gotta be really careful around here.
Yes, Dolly, please share your work in the insider group. I want to see. Yeah, so did JR already go home?
He's over at the barn, and then he's gonna go home.
But isn't he going to Walmart?
I don't know that he is. No, why?
Well, you should have him stop at the store and get you the things that you need.
Stop. I'll stop.
But if he's going,
I've got Dayquil and.
Yeah, but I'm talking about healing things, not things that just mask your symptoms. Just get some things that'll heal you. Ginger.
I have ginger at home.
That ginger, some honey, lemon, things for your immune to soothe you.
I have immunity boosters.
Okay, good. Some tea, maybe. The honey will really soothe your voice.
I have tea at home.
I'll text him and see if he's stopping at the store.
Seriously, I have all of that stuff at home.
Honey?
It's just a matter. Yeah, I do. It's just a matter of taking it.
Maybe he'll make you some chicken soup.
I have that too. I made some.
Oh, look at that!
I made some. Okay, now for that little, I'm going down to an even smaller brush. And I'm just going to take my time.
I also do fire cider, which I have some in the fridge if you want some. I know it's gross, but it does work. I know. I know. Tastes just like it sounds.
Yeah. I have a honey syrup that I steeped with ginger and...
Oh, for your cocktail, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, right? Look,
and even
Patrice, what I did. Oh.
Oh, yes, the lysine, yes, is great. It does help with stress as well. I was telling Mom earlier, this time of year, I always take I mean, I really should take it all year round, but especially this time of year, a good, like, fish oil supplement with extra vitamin D. Yep, Melissa said that's what happens when you work retail at Christmas. You get sick right after. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm prone to seasonal depression too. Definitely. And actually, I have a YouTube video where I talk quite honestly about that.
Yes, Kathy, certain pharmacies will do IVs that'll fix you right up. Actually, Mom, Pam Eaton does them, and those are wonderful. When I was in Mexico, I had like 3 IVs because you can get them very inexpensively. And when I tell you, it really is a game changer. Just fully hydrates you, gives you the vitamins you need. It's wonderful. You should text her. Although, I don't know if there's still an IV fluid shortage right now. The flu's the worst. Oh, yeah. Jennifer said my husband and I, both kids, 9 and 10, have the flu. Came down with it Christmas night. She's avoided it so far. Quarantined myself in the spare room. You have to, because who's going to take care of you? No one takes care of the mommy.
Well, and that's what happened. It was Christmas Eve, and I'm telling you, we had such a raucous good time, and I thought, oh, it's, I was just overdid it, with yelling and laughing and screaming and all that, and I was, toward the end of the evening, I was like, I don't know, man.
You said your stomach hurt when you got there.
Yeah, my tummy was a little off, but that could also, my stomach tends to hold everything for me where, it's not going to be like a stomach thing, but it's sensitive, and so sometimes it's an indicator for me, like something's not right. And so, yeah, by the end of the evening, I'm like, oh, I just feel a little achy and headachy, and man, Christmas Day, I was feverish and sweating and chills, and that was almost 2 days of that.
Yeah, there's really great...
Achy, just achy, like, when your hair hurts?
Mm-hmm. That sounds like flu.
Yeah, but, I mean, and then I felt okay, and now, it's like yesterday, I was like, oh, doggone it. I swear, has it like shifted into my upper respiratory now? And
that can happen.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? I'm thankful that it's nothing more serious.
Yes, Patrice, she did have to leave early from Colorado.
I did. Well, that was COVID, yeah.
Yes, you didn't know that at the time.
Yep. So there'll be no traveling this fall. Staying home. You guys, are you tired of watching me paint black?
In the fall?
This fall, we're not traveling anywhere.
How do you know? It's far ahead.
Because that was part of the problem this year. We were out in Wisconsin at Sonnets. Came back. IOD release. Then we had our retreat. Our Christmas camp. Shortly, we were getting ready for that.
Oh, well, we'll never travel anywhere near well, that's not going to happen again because the IOD release is never going to be in the fall again.
Exactly.
So, you don't know that. We may travel in the fall again.
Well, I'd like to have people travel to us.
Fall's a beautiful time to travel.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. I've got that. these coated. Some good texture on there. No, and the thing is, like yesterday, Jair's like, you just stay home. You're not feeling well. Stay home and rest. And all I could think of the whole time I was home is, oh, I have this idea. I have that idea. I have so many things that I want to create right now, and so I just had to like chill on that. I just had to.
Just write them down. Brain dump
I
it.
did. I did, girl. I wrote everything down.
Yeah, I think everybody got COVID after Carmen's.
I heard. Yes, I heard that. Yeah. I know Dorothy Lodge did. Yeah. All right, so we want this to dry a bit.
I still can't believe I still never had it. I just think I don't test positive for it.
I can't believe it either.
David either.
Oh, this is going to be cool. I can tell already.
I'm excited to see what this turns out like.
Oh, but can't you tell a difference already just by getting rid of, like, just by unifying the color? Now, when we add the gold and then the glaze, oh my gosh, it's going to be so beautiful. But I do want to make sure that this is really dry before I start applying my favorite gold paint.
So that goes right over the black, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I wanted to get a unifying color over the whole thing, and then with some texture in it, so that I can start to build my layers, and they look good.
Peggy ended last week with norovirus, started this week with COVID. Oh, that's tough too. Once your immune system's down, you're susceptible.
It's like, one thing after another, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You guys, what do you want to see from Ellen J. Goods in 2025? What are you excited about? What would you like us to do? What would you like us to share? What do you want more of? What do you want less of?
Excellent questions. Let's hear it.
And you can't just say, oh, just keep doing what you're doing.
They can say that if they want.
Well, they can, but
if they like it.
On YouTube, do you want more edited video? Do you want less live? What do you want? This is Pigment Fix. I'm about to show you my favorite gold paint. These are all little Tim Holtz, all the Tim Holtz packaging. I save it now so that I can use it for little palettes. And this is antique gold metal pigment. I'm just going to mix this at about 3-1. I think another favorite, if you don't want to do this, I love Debbie's DIY Golden Ticket is also a great gold.
It's not the same, I'm sorry.
Not quite the same. Mm-hmm.
But it is pretty.
And product update. The project that we did with Facilis Live. Oh, I took it, I hung it at home. It's so beautiful. But he talked about that finishing wax that he did with the rose gold, the Pentart rose gold.
Oh, yeah.
We have that now, and it really is beautiful.
Mary Jo would love a deeper dive into Pentart. So maybe we could do a weekly.
We've tried that before. It's, oh my gosh,
People love it.
So many.
Yeah, that's why it's a good thing to do. Sandy loves when you create with the Tim Holtz products.
Does anybody want a journal project again? It would be a paid group, but it would be minimal paid group.
She said, Mary Casey said, what I would like to see from EJG is to do something with that plain credenza behind you.
Oh, who said that?
Mary Casey.
Mary Casey, girl, you come a couple of days early to the next camp and we'll fix it up, okay?
Laura Hall wants to see your sweet face in person.
Oh.
Linda Henderson would like to see more of what you're doing right now, recreating these old world beautiful items.
So nice, isn't it? You know, it's funny because what we do, right? There's that world of crafting and then the world of creating these kinds of finishes and furniture and all of that. So I'll be honest with you, our furniture, I love doing furniture, but we're doing less of that because, quite honestly, I feel like the market is very saturated and we JR and I are at the point in our it's getting harder to find decent pieces, and we also say we're at the point where it's like, oh my gosh, to go and like pick up furniture, haul furniture, find furniture.
Yeah.
It's and then you got to store it until you use it and so forth. So we don't do as much. I love doing those for special things like if there's a really cool IOD release with a transfer. Oh my gosh, that is literally molten gold. Look at that. Oh. Oh, you guys, please give me all of this.
Karen said, remember my pouring glaze nightmare? She'd like to see it, so we'd like to revisit that.
Pouring glaze. I'm going to do some pouring glaze right on here if we can get to that point.
Barbara said Basement Chronicles.
I knew we still got the Basement Chronicles fans for sure. What did you like about the Basement Chronicles? What can we do? What did you like about that, Barbara? Because we've had a lot of people say, we wish you would do the Basement Chronicles again. Like, what were we doing there that we're not doing here? Is it the furniture part of it? Is it taking something and turning it into something more wonderful? So look, guys, even with this Pigment Fix and gold, I'm even tapping that on. So some of that black is coming through here and there. And if I find, oh, I got a little bit too much, come in with a baby wipe and wipe back a touch.
It's so funny how many of you, when I posted that picture of my boys in the insider group, were shocked of how giant they are. I'm so curious what you imagine. Because maybe I just don't mention their ages here, so I just wonder like what you pictured. So there's a handful of you have met them in person. Those of you who've been here for camp, I usually try to make sure that they come over and say hello at some point, but I was just curious, like, did you picture me having like toddlers?
I still picture you with toddlers sometimes.
I made my first prime rib. That was a very exciting thing I did. Yes. I was very stressed about it, and it turned out to be easy and wonderful. Laura says ways to repurpose what we have using your products and techniques. That's awesome. That's what we love to do best. She loves the furniture decoupage and refinishing. Marnie says more furniture pieces. Journals are fun. So were the Halloween jack-o'-lantern and advent projects. Do you guys like the kits? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, I'm so curious. I gotta tell you, we have been seeing pictures of the little angel fairy kit.
I love
you guys, I'm telling you right now, if you haven't gotten this, what an incredible... Somebody just spoke to me, and I'm trying to think of who it was and why we talked about it. That angel kit ended up being like the most perfect little gift, project idea, a gift to share, and that it comes in it with its own little heirloom box. And I'm telling you, for $38.95, you get a custom made piece that you're doing yourself. And I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. And I'm telling you, if you didn't get one, we do still have some left. But I just, I thought that was so special, and I just wondered, like, would you want other editions of that? Other editions of the candy box?
Leslie said I expected boys, like actual boys,
Oh,
maybe
like,
teenage,
yeah.
not like giant adult men. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Joe Ellen thought they were in grade school. Yes, Henry's 13. He just turned 13. He's my youngest. And Jonathan's 24, my oldest. Aug's 21. Levon's 14. And they're all bigger than me now. Oh, what did I mean by no more IOD release in the fall? So sorry to panic you, Jennifer. We just mean that the Christmas should be coming out closer to July.
Well, I don't make any...
Closer to. I'm not making any claim. I'm not making a date. I'm saying closer in that direction. They have said that publicly.
Have
that
they?
It will, yes, that it will be sooner. Not so late.
Oops.
That it will not be as late as it was this year. They do like the kits and exclusive projects. Some kind of vintage Valentine idea.
You guys, sorry, I'm gonna...
Yeah, Deborah, I was like very nervous to do the prime rib, but it was really great. And my kids loved it. My giant adult and teenage sons. I need to start being clear about that. Yeah, you can still get the angel kit. Yep, it's actually linked in the description on YouTube.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I don't think it's just for Christmas. I think that could be a Valentine, honestly. Don't you, Mom?
You really could. You could turn her into a Valentine. One of our insiders got a couple of them, but one of them she did for a daughter, and instead of the little angel face, she put a picture of her own self when she was 4 years old. And it's adorable.
Shannon loves the stencils too. Well, thank you for everyone saying I don't look old enough to have older children. Well, I was a young mom, first of all, and I have good genes.
Uh-huh.
Good skin from my mom and my grandma.
Dad.
And a young spirit. And I also think there is something about this atmosphere that we all have here that I'm like everyone's daughter, so none of you can imagine me having adult children, you know, because this is who I am here as mom's daughter. So it's like you're all my aunties and moms, even if some of you are probably my age or even younger than me. So you can't imagine me like having grown-up kids. I think there's something to that too. Because I actually don't have a young spirit. I actually was born an old.
Yes, she was
crone.
born to be my mother.
Yes. I actually take that back.
Oh, you guys, what do you think? I mean, isn't this coming to life?
Okay. Love it when you explain new techniques using products that are already in your stash. Sandra says, I would love to learn how to do the wood planks. I want to do like a fence halfway up my bathroom door with the planks. We haven't done the planks in a while, like the barnwood planks.
Oh, the barnwood plank stand?
Yeah,
oh
we
my
haven't done
gosh.
that in a while, and that's a great one.
Got a bazillion videos on that.
But it's been like literal years since we busted that out, so it wouldn't be a bad idea. Shannon loves when you recreate the antique and vintage looks too, including the old signs. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I gotta tell you, I am really digging this a lot.
Karen said she loved seeing how to use inlays and papers and blending on a larger scale. It helped her so much.
Yes, yep, that's always fun. I was thinking about that this morning.
Delray likes the thought of furniture sprinkled in with all the other things. She likes all the vintage creations.
I know I'm going off camera here just a little bit. Let me.
Barbara says, you taught me how to not be afraid to paint furniture when others consider it a no-no, and also not to be afraid of applying decoupage and inlays. Sandy loved the Halloween box. Lots of people love the Halloween box.
Yeah, that was so sweet.
Kelly loved the story where the husband enjoyed working on that angel project too. That was Marnie's husband.
Marnie's husband, yep. They did it together for a date night. Wasn't that the sweetest thing?
Marnie says she's going to bring him next time when she comes to camp.
Oh,
so
good.
I'm so excited that we'll get to meet him. Lots of people want Valentine's. I agree, Delray. I am blessed. My mom and grandma both have wonderful genes. So yes, Melissa's my mother-in-law. Yeah.
This pigment fix dries quickly, so you just want to be aware of that. If you get it on the mirror in places that you don't want it, that you have that baby wipe handy to scrape off any excess. And again, I intentionally have a little bit coming onto my mirror in certain places because I don't mind if there's a little bit of texture happening around that mirror edge, a little bit of grungy gold.
Cheryl said, I would love to create a drop cloth art piece with one of the black and white paint inlay scenes. That is a cool idea. Well,
I think for spring camp, we are going to be doing that technique that I learned from Vasilis. That'll be one of our projects that we'll be doing, and that will be canvas art.
Linda said she would love to be my auntie. I accept.
Aw.
Now, Cheryl, do you think you'll come to spring camp? Do you think we'll see you here? That's not a question. You have to come. More recreated architectural wood salvage designs with IOD molds. Patrice said watercolor.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm not equipped.
I don't know. We've heard that before and seen you do some pretty cool things.
I know, but...
Kathy said maybe like your glass candle holders that you just did, but for Valentine's. That would be pretty and romantic.
The glass candle. Oh, wouldn't that? Though, that would be really pretty.
You could use like something from the Crimson Velvet, like those bows. That color, like some of those colors could be really pretty for Valentine's. Actually, like very like they could be very romantic.
I could put that in my edited video.
I'm gonna write that down. Crimson Velvet for Valentine's.
Because I've got them lined up. Okay. Look at that, you guys. Oh, it is truly liquid gold. And isn't it funny? Look, I happen to mix just about the right amount. But of course, I'm not looking over the edges to see.
Oh, Marnie said, how about a new fairy for each year? I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
I think that is super
love
sweet.
that, Marnie. That is so perfect.
But then adding another type of kit, ornament kit. You know what I was, well, I'm not going to say it.
The spring event would be happening here. We are exploring the idea of possibly in the future, maybe doing something on a, farther away from here so that people that can't get here could see us. But right now, that spring event would be here.
I will be in Ohio.
Yes, Mom will be
near
in Ohio,
Youngsville in March.
which is not really too far from us here. But still, it's another opportunity. As soon as we have the details on that, we'll post it. But that we always do a spring camp here in New York, Lynn. When will the information on the spring camp be available?
Soon.
As soon as Mom and I will.
We have to nail down a date.
We will literally one day soon sit down, have a powwow, and then within 24 hours, we'll just say, post it.
I already have, I have so many projects already lined up, laid out that we'll be doing in the next few months. So that's, rest assured, that's come, I've got that. Trying not to do so much fly by the seat of my pants. Trying to be a little more respectful of my team here.
Wait, what?
I said I'm planning out projects, being mindful of inventory of.
Oh yes.
And just to be a little more respectful to my team here.
Yeah.
So that we can plan ahead of time better. That's just the mind of a creative, right?
Cheryl said she wants me to be her auntie. I can do that, Cheryl.
Right, I know. Okay, let me give this a try.
Oh, she's not kidding, Kelly, that she says I was born to be her mother. That wasn't like a slip of the tongue. She's not kidding.
Which is sad.
Linda said, Lord willing and the river don't rise, I will be at camp.
Oh, good. Good, Linda.
Do we know the Ohio dates? Yes. Right?
We do.
I think I might have them in my calendar.
It might be on our big calendar. Where's our big calendar that was hanging there? Oh, maybe I took it up front.
But I'm almost positive I have it in my calendar.
I want to get this nice and dry.
It's what month? March?
Yeah, it's like toward the end of March.
Is it a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Or Monday, Tuesday?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
I know what days I have blocked out. I don't know what days the camp actually is.
It's like Sunday. It's usually like you arrive Sunday for dinner and so forth.
So like March.
And then Monday and Tuesday.
So I think March 23rd to 25th.
Something like that, yeah.
That's what I have.
But I don't know if sometimes Susan pops on our live. But if she was here, she would have already posted that. But anyway, yeah, we are, I can tell you what we'll be doing. Everybody will be working on, we're going to provide a wooden art case for everyone. And we will be doing mixed media on that wooden art case, exploring different techniques. And I'm excited about it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It is pretty. Thank you, Barbara.
Where in Ohio?
Youngstown, Ohio?
I don't know how to use it.
It's not far from Pittsburgh. Oh, great. Thank you, Tina. Linda Gardner's trying to learn how to use a die cut machine. Well, it just so happens that the project, the journaling project that I want to do, uses this Tim Holtz. Now, I don't sell these, but we have them on our Amazon site, and certainly I would direct you to this little thinlit vault piece, because this is the size of snowflake we'll be using, and it will be repeated elements through. I also had to pick one up for Melanie and for Dagny, and I'll be using these, but you could get the same effect with with something else. So I'm super excited because I did reach out to someone whose project I saw on Instagram and told her how much I admired it and said, would you mind if I taught a class similar with a similar look at L&J Goods? And she said, by all means. Creativity is meant to be shared.
Oh, Lynn, you're in upstate New York. Where have you been? You gotta come to camp. Wendy, the name of the camp in Ohio, well, I can tell you the shop's name is called Extending Grace. They haven't posted the retreat yet, though, Wendy. But Mom has done it the past, has it been 3 years?
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
I've only gone with her once. But when I went, they did a beautiful job. I should send out a little survey to the people that came to our last camp to just see what they would. I don't care though. You can if anybody's here that was at our last camp, you can say it right here. If there's anything you'd like different.
Oh, look at how see my ovals off. Oh boy, nobody's gonna notice it, right? Something's off there. That's all right. It's all right.
Any of the little nitty gritty, I would love to know if you'd like anything different about the food, even how you're sitting, anything. I'll change anything you want.
One thing I will tell you with our camps, we do keep them smaller in scale, so they're a little bit more intimate, and I think that they provide, it's a nicer opportunity for learning. All right, you guys. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this dry. I will come in with some of this umber antique paste here and there. But as I was applying the gold paint, I tried to be mindful of where, not allowing some of that black to come through and not doing it completely solid coverage on here, because I wanted that play between the dark background and the lighter background. I do want to show you before I pour that glaze. I probably don't have it here. Maybe I do. Hold up, guys. I try to keep the things that I use the most of right there. And hold up.
Would you do this project on a large cabinet door, Mom?
Absolutely.
Melissa would like to know the camp dates before the summer concert schedule comes out.
Oh, okay. Probably. I mean, last time it was like the first weekend in June, right? I think it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was first weekend in June.
Well, I can find out.
Oh, it's right there. This is the rose gold. I'm just going to show you a little peek of this. Like, it just adds that kind of pretty brightness to it without it being pink or rosy. See? Can you see that, you guys? Oh my gosh. And that's what gives us our light. You could also use some just regular gold on here. I wouldn't put it everywhere, but I would just hit.
Delray said, camp is an awesome, inspiring, cathartic experience. I would do every one if I could. That's nice, Delray.
Well, I hope that you and Ann can make it again.
Teresa's knee won't be ready for which thing, Ohio or spring L&J Goods camp?
That's okay, Patrice. Oh my gosh, you guys. Do you see that little bit of lightness that brought?
But we're going to keep doing them, Patrice.
Come on. Seriously. This
gorgeous.
is amazing. So we won't be here. I don't know, JR and I might do a live on Wednesday, on New Year's Day.
Okay.
We might. Maybe we should do something from the basement.
Yeah, the Ohio camp was really nice, Deb. Delray said last year it was 5:31 to 6:02. I believe it's because it was our son's birthday. That she knows because it was her son's birthday and she couldn't come.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you guys, do you like this? Tell me. I need the affirmation.
Yes, of course they do. I do.
IOD
It's
and
crazy
Pentair.
cool.
IOD.
And then that's the
Pentair.
rose gold.
This is rose gold, which almost brings it to a silvery little bit.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, you guys. This is beautiful. If I don't mind saying so myself.
So it's the rose metallic.
Rose gold wax paste.
Does say metallic.
Yeah. Gotta wash my hands.
Okay, so I'll let you know because I don't think I've mentioned. Is it just, Mom, did you just make it a variant under the metallic wax paste?
Yep.
So I did make a supply list for today. I don't think I mentioned it at the beginning where you can find everything. It's actually just an extension of the supply list I made for part 1 of this same project. And I've added on to it the different items that Mom used today. So you can find that. It's linked down below in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or up above in the description if you're watching on Facebook, or on lnjgoods.com. You look for the category in our menu called Featured on our live tutorials, and then you look for 2024. This will be the last one, unless Mom goes live on... No, this will be the last one. This is it. Right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be the last one, and you just look for the title and today's date, and there will be a complete supply list with links to everything Mom has used here for this project today.
Today I'm going to use, since we've been using all of Pentart, this is the Pentart pouring glaze. And who was it that had?
I want to say Kathy.
Kathy? Okay, Kathy.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
One of the things, again, Kathy, I remember you saying that you had never used pouring glaze before. Is that correct? If you have never used pouring glaze before, I would highly recommend using it on something small like this first. You can use it, let me show you a couple of other examples of little projects that are small. One of my favorite pieces I've ever done. That's actually my decoupage paper. That's my painting there. But see how it's that, just this little area inside. I think that's a really good way, like with everything we do and use, to kind of get used to how it works. So with the glaze, want to get a nice generous coating on there. And then you can either tip this, which is a slow process to get it to cover, or you can begin to move it around with a palette knife. This will self-level. And you also want to make sure, because this is an acrylic, a water-based product, you want to make sure that if you're putting it over something that is older wood, has potential wood tannins that can come through. You want to make sure that you have treated your substrate with a shellac-based primer. But get it all the way to the edge of that area where it will be trapped. That little border edge.
No one has the rose gold yet, Sheila. We just got it. Yes, Wendy, there's a good chance that camp will be after June 1st, I would say.
After June 1st?
Yeah, I would say there's a good chance. I would doubt that it's going to be in May.
Well, like that first weekend in June is what we had.
Yeah, I've just had a couple of emails from people saying that is begging us not to do it that weekend.
Okay.
So we'll see. Because they haven't been able to do it when we've done it that weekend.
Okay, gotcha.
So we'll see.
Okay. And so we're going to let this kind of settle on its own, but I definitely want to add more so they have a nice, even layer, a nice, evenly distributed layer.
It's so funny in the light. It looks so uneven, but I know that
It does, but I'm telling you what it's going to do is it's going to settle down.
I see how it can be stressful, though.
Oh, sure. And it's going to take a good 24 hours to do that.
The light gold product, Maureen, is a mixture of Pigment Fix and antique gold metal pigment. Both of those are linked in the supply list.
But the light,
well,
like the light highlight is the rose gold.
That's rose gold. I don't even think of it as gold. Basil said that rose gold was his favorite.
Yep. If you're applying this over a decoupage paper or a transfer, you want to make sure that it's completely sealed before you apply your medium, your glaze. If you're doing small projects, we've got, this pouring glaze from Pentart. There's also a larger container from Fusion. So I'll just tip a little bit. And I can see, like, I need a little more there. It's not moving freely down to that area. So I do need just a touch more right there.
So that's how you know it won't?
Yeah, I kind of keep an eye.
The palette knife seems like a good idea.
Yeah, this is one of the turquoise iris ones that we have.
I like how it has all those different shapes that those turquoise iris ones.
So, and again, this will definitely settle on its own. Let's see how that's moving down now.
Hi, Mara.
Hey, Mara.
This is a very Mara project.
I don't know. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that I've got that nicely coated. And again, when you're on camera, you're going to see like all the obvious ups and downs, but it is going to settle. So that's the Pentart pouring glaze. What I will do is, I'm always checking to make sure there's nothing stuck in there. I see something right there. could be a bubble. But you want to work it slowly too, so you don't have big bubbles in it. Or little bubbles even. Okay, but you can see that that's already settling. I've got something stuck right there. Come on.
What about like a little tweezer or a needle?
I got it. It was a little bit of dried pouring glaze.
Regine said, I guess resin would be an option for this. I would say no, right?
Resin.
Well, glass resin, I guess you could do, right?
What do you mean? Yeah, you could use a clear glass resin, sure. And pour that in, absolutely. Again, you just want to make sure that if you're working on a wood surface, that you have completely shellacked it so that you will prevent any kind of bleed through that can cause yellowing.
Annie said she's holding her breath.
Yeah.
How long for this to set?
24 hours. Yeah. By tomorrow morning when I come in, I
Stop
bet.
touching it.
It's all right.
Use the palette knife. You're stressing me out.
Don't be stressed. Tomorrow morning when I come in, it will be pretty well cured, but I give it at least.
Here, here, and here. It's like a little. Like it's not.
I can definitely tell it is.
Okay.
It's right to the edge.
See, I would just be fussing and fussing. I'm just not meant to do this.
But I did one. Where's my other? My swan? No, that was swan. No, that's this. This I used the Decoupage triple thick glaze on this.
Oh, cool.
Okay, and on this guy, I used the pouring glaze and just poured it over and let it kind of run off the edge and took away any excess with this pouring glaze. So it's really nice. You have a lot of nice options. But so we'll let that settle, and another idea.
I
Do
you want me to read it or?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. That's why I don't like the comments on your screen.
I know. I get too distracted
because everybody
by
else
them.
likes to hear them too.
I know. I get distracted by them. All right, so there we go. Now it's time to let this settle.
Kelly would like to see some embossing projects.
Ooh. Embossing, you mean texture embossing or heat gun embossing? Like with our Tim Holtz, our Distress embossing powders.
Was that Santa alive? Delray wants to know.
Yes. Yes, it was. Yep, I did him. And I did this one, which, by the way, is a beautiful winter project.
Well, wasn't that a Decoupage Queen live?
Yeah, I did this one. Yeah, with Decoupage Queen, and then I did this one.
It was on our channel?
I think so.
I don't remember it. If it was, I was not here for that.
I should edit that swan one and just...
Do you ever apply heat to that product? The pouring glaze?
No. Heat is going to, like, dry the surface very quickly. And you don't want that. It needs to dry slowly and cure over time.
Deborah said, goodness, that Santa looks like JR.
It does!
Let me see it again.
Does it?
We need to do a side-by-side.
It looks a little bit like Sean Ramsey.
Now you're just listening. Different fellas around town.
Oh my goodness. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get like a cake plant pan or a tray and invert that over this so that this can dry without getting dust and yucky stuff into it. Okay?
Oh, I made a new Christmas cookie this year. I said I wasn't going to do
didn't
really
bring
any
me a
baking.
piece.
I didn't see you in the window where they would be delicious. You know what I mean? I just didn't.
It's okay because I'm cutting back dramatically on my sugar.
I did make my sugar cookies finally the day before yesterday. But I've cut back to really just making 3. I used to make many. So now I make a raspberry bar, which I think I talked to you all about how Jonathan accidentally was in a cookie exchange. So we made those for that. I make cutouts, and I make a molasses crinkle. Well, this year, instead of a molasses crinkle, I made a gooey, what was it called?
Sticky toffee.
A sticky toffee pudding cookie, which was like a upgraded molasses crinkle that has like a gooey caramel center and a little flaky sea salt on it. And I'm telling you, it's going into the rotation forever. I'll share the recipe in the Insider group. I can't believe it because I've been just making the same classics forever. And this one is now, it's going in. It's going into the classics. Everyone agrees.
Wow.
That's breaking news for me.
It is.
Because I was in a rut. A Christmas cookie and a baking rut, so.
Well, I'm sure they were very delicious.
They were, and I'm sorry I didn't see you.
Yeah.
But I'll make them again next year.
It's okay. All right, you guys. We had a nice long live today, didn't we? But, yeah, we haven't seen you in a while. This project was worth it. I love this. I cannot wait to do a nice finished photo of it. I definitely have to paint the edges and paint the back. But what a beautiful project. So I hope that you learned something new. I sure did. I experimented and learned some new things.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. So excellent.
Stop.
I know. I keep looking. I know. I'm so bad. You guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Oh, my goodness.
Joellen, the gold. Joellen wants to know how you made the gold around the frame. I would watch the video that we just did, and then also, well, the gold she just did in part 2, but in part 1 and 2 of this video, she shows the whole process. Okay? Yeah, Mom's going to rest and feel better by 2025.
Yeah, I got one day to do it, right?
Yes, Peggy, I'll share that recipe in the Insider group. Okay? Mom's going to sleep until 2025 now.
Well, I was going to come in tomorrow
Can we all take a vote? Who would be upset if Mom didn't drop a video for 2 days? If she just actually slept and took care of her body? Would anybody just say, you know what, we're going to give up on L&J Goods and start shopping somewhere else?
Megan,
and that's it. If Mom took one day to just rest. I think everyone wants you to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Go to bed. I'm going to go tuck Mommy in. I'm going to go swaddle her up, tuck her in.
Oh my gosh. we got Jameson, or no, Jonah. You know, we just got them goofy gifts and then one like family gift, but just goofy little things.
Yeah.
And but one of them was a big tortilla round fleece blanket. Oh my gosh.
That's what you need.
It was a big burrito. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's saying go to bed.
All right. You guys have a lovely Happy New Year to you. And maybe we'll see you Wednesday. Maybe it'll be next Monday. Who knows? But thank you for hanging out with us. Bye-bye.
Love you. Happy New Year.
Where's my little thingy? There it is. I found it. I'm going to push number 2. Take one last